One's good, one's bad, yeah, they're really always like this. We don't know who's who, but at least we know who Mike is. They love to complain, they got sports on the brain, and they frequently drive each other insane. It's the good and the bad and the Mike. The good and the bad and the Mike. The good and the bad and the Mike. It's the good and the bad and the Mike.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Good, the Bad and the Mike. As always, I'm Machine. That's Cian.
Hello.
And that's Mike.
Woo!
Alright then. I'm not sure how I feel about that, to be honest.
Which new intros? Try new
no.
intros. It's better than Machine going, I'm Mike.
I don't know that it is, because I think
yeah.
that's the greatest intro we've ever done.
The worst thing about this intro is, and we're not mulliganing it, but the intro track is 28 seconds long, and about 26 seconds, I started to really need to yawn. So at some point, I'm going to have to yawn, but I'm fighting it off. Because I'm a professional.
Well done, commendable.
I'm a professional. I do my job. Let's
You know
go
what I
to...
was thinking?
Yes, go
No,
on.
do you know what I was thinking the last time relative to this, right? Is Mike noticed that when you said you were Mike, if you said you were Cian, I probably wouldn't have noticed, and I probably would have kept going. So, waiting for that to happen now. I'm going to put that in your head.
I appreciate that, Cian, because I just managed to get my yawn out. But I hope... I hope it doesn't happen. Because I probably won't recognize either. Especially because they both end in N. So I'll be like, oh yeah, that ending sounded right. So let's just keep going.
Mike ends in an E and you didn't notice.
Yeah, I don't know. To be fair, Mikey said so much in the song that I was kind of singing along in my head and just had it stuck in my head.
That's very fair.
So wait, am I Mike? Who knows?
Alright. We don't have any housekeeping, so let's just jump straight into the news. Mike, what have you got for us?
Okay, straight off the bat, we'll go with Lionel Messi has just won the Ballon d'Or.
You really struggled there, didn't you?
I didn't think you were going to go to me first. I honestly thought you were going to break this news because this is your news.
I don't think I've ever gone first in the news.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't do that. I like to give other people the limelight for a bit.
Thank you.
Right,
I
so
know how
Mike-
much you
Mike has
crave
had a week
attention.
and he's got something in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so I'm going through. I just froze for a second, but yes.
Froze for a
Let's
second
just-
and stole other people's news. Interesting. So, yes, Messi, Ballon d'Or winner, 7th time.
I mean, was it ever in doubt after he won the Copa America?
I mean, it should have been
His
because
first
international tournaments
international
aren't
tournament.
supposed to count towards Ballon d'Or.
But they do.
But they do.
We all
which
know
it's bullshit. It's a bullshit popularity contest, and I think Lewandowski should have won it. But he won Striker of the Year, so I suppose that's something.
It's a consolation.
And also, I think Messi in his acceptance speech said that Lewandowski should have won the Ballon d'Or last year because there wasn't a Ballon d'Or last year. He's spot on. Yes, we all had I don't know if all of us had a complaint about Azpilicueta being in the running, but he finished tied 26th with Luka Modric. So, you know.
I think his power went. Oh, nope.
What was that?
you just blanked for like 20 seconds.
You see, it's not an issue when I blank for you guys because I'm still talking.
Yeah, but then when you ask us questions, we have no idea where you went with the question.
I didn't ask a question.
Well, you made a statement. You said something.
I was talking about Luka Modric and Azpilicueta tying last in the Ballon d'Or rankings, and I was going to continue talking until Mike rudely cut across me.
Well,
We don't know.
I'm quite irritated now, to be honest. I was already irritable, and now I'm irritated. So, go on then. What else have you got to say about the fucking Ballon d'Or, Mike, you piece of shit?
I have nothing to say.
You're such a waste of space. All right, Cian, what news have you got?
Hang on, just one
He
question.
took the
Is
fucking.
that
He took the one bit of news and then just.
calendar year or like
Yes.
that doesn't.
Yeah, no, I believe it is calendar year.
Okay, because I asked you an A or a B, and you said yes.
Yes.
No,
That
see,
doesn't
you
help.
you cut out and you just said, "Is it calendar year?" And I said, "Yes."
Alright.
I'm actually really fucking annoyed at this now, to be honest. So we're only 2 minutes in.
Alright. Well, we're 5 minutes in
Oh,
technically.
fuck off.
Welcome to the good, the bad, and the mic.
Alright, moving on. Alright.
Um,
Big news, kind of. International Rugby has changed their policy so that you can switch nationalities, but you have to serve a 3-year like grace period. So you have played for a country already competitively and then haven't played for them for over 3 years, you can switch your allegiance now, which is a big boost to like all the Pacific Island countries, especially who've like essentially feeder teams for New Zealand. So that's
Welcome
I
home.
think good for them.
solid.
Mm.
All right, let's move on. I had one bit of news, and that was just that United have. Fuck you, Keen. United have signed or hired Ralph Ragnick to an interim role until the end of the season, with plans to bring him on for as a consultant for the following 2 years, which I think is an interesting idea. He was very good at Leipzig, but I think from what I read, then he kind of just got sick of actual managing because he wants all of the decisions. He wants to be able to make all of the footballing decisions. So, what do you guys think of Ralph Ragnick joining United?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting appointment, I would say, and I can see why they've gone for him, as he is sort of similar, and I think has some connections with Tuchel and Klopp and the Gegenpress, and he's seen the success teams have been using the Gegenpress.
Mike does love a good
League.
gegenpress.
You love good Gegenpress, so I think are they trying to say it seems to be a winning formula at this moment in time in this current Premier League age? Can we get in on this? What about you, Keane?
Well, I was very conflicted when I heard that he was going to be the interim manager, mainly because I didn't know who he was. So after a quick Google search, I was relatively happy. I seemed to like him. I was kind of annoyed though because obviously United had a big Premier League game against Chelsea at the weekend in which they won 1-1.
They won 1-1. Solid.
Yes.
To be fair,
Solid,
to be fair,
Solid win.
given how United have been playing, that is literally a win.
It is a win. Yeah.
What happened? We won 1-1 there on the weekend.
Yeah, they beat them 1-1. Everyone knows that.
You can find me a United fan who doesn't think that's a win. That result is a win.
So, I don't know. Just give Carrick the job now. 3-year deal. Should be alright.
Carrick at the wheel.
Yeah.
Unbeaten on Carrick.
Didn't he drop Ronaldo for that game? Did I read
did.
that right?
He
Ooh,
dropped. He
big
did,
shame.
and actually they were 1-0 up until they brought Ronaldo on. Just saying.
Did he give away the penalty?
I don't think so. I don't think he had anything to do with it, but it's an interesting stat. That's all
It is.
I have to say.
It will be interesting, though. Wait, as we were saying with the Gegenpress and Ragnick, does he
What?
play Ronaldo in that? Yeah, does Ronaldo play Gegenpress?
Does
Can we see it
Ragnick
happen?
Play Gegenpress? Did
Well,
he?
he's part of the influence of it, some say.
Yeah, I have heard he does love an old press now.
I've heard he's
Yeah,
actually
I
like
heard
no
about
one
Ronaldo.
no one sees the game like him. So I assume, given the players they have that I don't think are gegenpressing players, I assume that if anyone's going to be able to make a system to suit the players he has, it's going to be him.
Like, I've already heard down in out at the training ground, he's already doing the "How can I make a man out of you" montage.
I think he's essentially just
Who
come
plays
in.
your one then? Is that Phil Jones?
Yes.
Oh.
I think
You're
he's
saying
essentially just come in to steady the ship and like just turn things around. It's very tough for him to turn things around in half a season though. But keeping
Yeah.
him on
Oh,
as
yeah.
a consultant is a very interesting idea.
I don't know.
Because he does
that's-
apparently have a fantastic footballing brain.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I find that weird though. In that the sense of, say they get a new manager in, right?
Yeah.
Would not be weird for that manager to say, "Well, my predecessor is still here."
I doubt it.
No, because it's not the same thing. It's not like he replaced him. It's him. It's like
I
kinda like
know, but
him stepping
thing.
down for somebody else. to take
Especially
it.
when it's
not
been
like,
announced at this point that this is always the plan. It's not like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, we actually weren't happy with this guy, but we're going to give him a consultant job anyway.
yeah. It was kind
Yeah.
of like, was it last year? Fitzmagic, the day he got dropped for two, he was like, it was a horrible day. I did like sit in meetings on Zoom with essentially the guy who's now sleeping with my wife. I was like, it was horrible. It's not that kind of situation. It's a much more positive situation.
Yeah, and I think it's a good situation for Ragnick as well, because apparently he, like I was saying, he seems to have gotten tired of coaching and wants like 100% of the footballing decisions. And from the sounds of things, the guy who's coming in to replace Ed Woodward has said that he doesn't mind stepping away from the footballing side of things as a.
I thought he pulled a Wolf of Wall Street out, did he not?
yeah, did Wolverine not come
he's
back?
just-
Say he's
I'm not
there
fucking
was-
going anywhere.
there was talk of him changing his mind, but nothing's been confirmed.
Okay.
Please.
Because like,
Would,
yeah,
would
nobody's
it be
gonna
selfish to say there's nothing I'd want more?
Yeah, like nothing's gonna change United until he leaves. That's 100% accurate.
And there's also talk of the board wanted him to stay on a bit longer because they want his experience in picking the new long-term manager, which I think would be fantastic. But anyway,
See, what needs to happen is once they do the scarf and the photo presentation with Ragnick,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Woodward just needs to cup his hands behind the ears to tell the press criticism's over, and it's all good.
Speaking of United, I've actually found my new favorite genre of videos to watch on YouTube recently,
Oh no.
and it's
What is it?
the compilations of the best moments of United watch-along
Yes.
streamers.
Oh, I watch and I really enjoy. I actually do. It's really weird. He's one of my recommended is. Do you ever watch Mark Goldbridge?
United
Stand. United Stand, watch that for compilations. You will enjoy yourself. He gets really animated really quickly.
Oh, he's
Well
in.
worth the
Yes,
watch.
he's in some of the watch-along compilations that I've been watching. He's so fucking funny.
I really enjoy. Like, I actually I'm subscribed to him, and I would regularly, if I see the fiction scene, it's a bad result. I'm like, "There's my entertainment for the night sorted. Let's watch best bits. Go."
Yeah, they're just absolutely fantastic to see. Just the like I watched earlier the reactions to the Watford game, and they're just so funny. Fucking idiots, a lot of them, but it's hilarious. Anyway,
Also,
Y'all don't have a heart.
I mean, look, 3 years ago, it used to be Arsenal Fan TV.
yeah,
Oh
That was
yeah, I
great
did actually.
entertainment.
Yeah, that was fun actually. I used to love that. They were
But,
they were great.
While we're talking Premier League, big game, arguably the biggest game of the season's on this week, I think. Could be tomorrow even.
Alright, give me a
Norwich.
second. Oh, I was gonna go because fuck Liverpool are playing next.
no,
Ah,
it's Merseyside
well,
Derby's tomorrow
That
night.
derby.
Pretty
And,
exciting.
Newcastle Norwich. Huge game for bottom of the Premier League.
Oh, that's actually
Yeah.
tomorrow.
It is tomorrow.
yeah.
Yeah.
At, 7:30.
Can-
Interesting.
Can Newcastle get their first win of the year and still stay bottom of the league?
That's
Unless they win like 4-0?
Hey,
3-0, 3-0.
3-0, do it, Jeff.
Hey,
No,
next
look,
year
wait.
they'll be.
No, wait, never mind. I've gone the wrong way. If they do win, they'll go above them because negative numbers are
Yeah.
opposite
Oh,
to
yeah.
positive.
Yes.
it'll be title point, but -14 is technically bigger than
I'm
-20.
blaming you because.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Also, a fun thing to point out is that only 4 teams, the top 4 teams in the Premier League at the moment, are the only teams with positive goal differences. There are a couple of zeros, which is not positive because it's a neutral number, but everyone else is on negative.
We were saying, I know, Keane, you weren't there for it, but I was telling Ushin, which we found very impressive in our league game, in our league.
Mm-hmm.
Bally Walsham, they've only played 8 games.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it's pretty
How many
impressive.
goals do you think they've conceded in 8 games?
Well, hold on. How many goals do you think they've scored first?
Okay, yeah.
So
How
I
many
guess you
goals
know
do
their
you-
record.
1 and 7.
Oh fuck. Like 4 goals. I'd say they scored 4 goals.
Okay, they've scored 7.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, I thought you said
tell me-
11.
Oh, it is. Hang on, it is 11. Correct.
Yeah.
I'm reading their
Yeah,
lost
for fuck's
column.
sake.
I'm reading their lost column. Yeah, they have scored 11.
So
They
they've
have
scored
scored
more
11.
than a goal a game.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
How have they scored 11 and they're 1 and 7?
Oh,
Okay, but
because
how many
they've
goals do you
conceded.
Yeah. How many did they've conceded?
25.
8 games. Higher.
30.
What is this?
Higher.
Oh, sorry.
40.
Higher.
Fucking Bruce Forsyth over here.
Yeah. The price is right, lads. Let's
That's
go to
it.
the fucking mountain. 50.
Okay, it's 46. 46 goals
Jesus
in 8 games.
Christ. So
Yeah.
clearly, they went to the school of Mike Batten footballing coaching, which is where, all right, have you played right back? No. Can you shoot? Yes. Okay, you can go right back. Can you shoot? Yes. You're my left back.
I'd like to point out that's an average of 5.7 goals a game.
That's too many goals a game.
That's an awful lot of goals a game.
Like, it's really impressive that they've scored more goals than they've played games, but it's so bad when you've conceded that many.
All right. We've gotten
Yeah.
sidetracked. and
We-
We're,
yeah, we've gotten
17
sidetracked.
minutes in. We're still in the news. Mike, what else have you got for us?
Bit of a sad story. But let me get this right. A 6-year-old boy, Joey, went to see his first rugby game a few weeks ago.
Oh,
Wales,
yeah.
Australia. And some,
I was wondering where
dickhead
you're going with
fans,
this.
From what I've heard, the kid was very excited. Was
Obviously.
really happy. See, and then some drunken fans ruined it on him by vomiting all over him.
Oh, the
Mike,
poor
I wasn't
bastard.
sure where you were going when you started.
Yeah.
With. So on to
Yeah,
sad
me
story now.
too.
I
So,
mean, I
little
wouldn't say it's
6-year-old Jimmy.
I mean, it's not a happy story, is it?
It's a funny
No,
story.
but it's a very funny story. I mean, outside the circle, it's a funny story.
Yeah.
I mean, when we went to the NFL game, me and Mike had lots of beer thrown on us.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's true.
That
I
was for
managed to
different
avoid it.
reasons. That was different reasons, though. That's because of a cup
Yeah.
tower and people misunderstanding how far they could throw a cup.
Oh, greatly understanding, yeah. True.
If they could throw it to where they think they were, they should have been on the pitch.
My favorite thing about that is American people watching on TV thinking that people who were at the game were just sick of the game instead of throwing cups onto the
Yeah.
field. It's like, no,
It was a protest.
it was to make cup towers, one of which was
Yeah,
started by the
yeah,
Jacksonville
make cup tower. Yes.
mascot.
On
Speaking
the
of-
pitch. On
Speaking
the
of the
like,
Jacksonville,
terrible idea.
speaking of the Jacksonville mascot, things can't get any better for Jacksonville. You know where they do their zip line down?
Yes.
He got stuck the pregame
Oh,
on
no.
the weekend and had to be rescued down and lower into the seats.
You hate to see it.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
You do. You really do.
We got sidetracked again.
Yes.
Keane, what other news have you got?
Yeah, very big riveting news here. Currently ongoing. We have the World Chess Championships.
That
Our
is
defending
actually-
champion, Magnus Carlson, is up against challenger, and I apologize to butcher this, Jan Nepominachi, Russian
Yeah.
lad. And
Some Russian chap.
some Russian lad, 5th in the world. He's the only person, I believe, in the world who actually has a positive record against Magnus Carlson or something like that.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they've played 3 games so far, 3 draws. So
Ooh.
exciting action. believe it kicks out or resumes tomorrow with Game 4. But chess has the weirdest world championship of all time.
Why?
So they have whoever wins this gets straight to the world championship final of the next one, and then they have a whole other tournament to figure out who plays them.
Naturally, world champion.
Yeah,
Doesn't
so you
need to
just
defend his
keep.
crown.
Yeah, but like that's not
Title
like
fight.
it's so
It's
weird.
a title fight.
Yeah, as
It's like-
opposed to like, can you imagine like Wimbledon, Roger Federer just getting to the final every year because he keeps winning the finals, and then having to play any qualifiers, just getting straight to the final.
I mean, it's like old school Pokemon games. You got to beat an Elite Four just to play the champ.
Yeah,
Come at me.
Well, we of course support Magnus Carlson because he's also a big name in the Fantasy Premier League community.
he is. He was winning it at one point, wasn't he, last year or
Yeah,
something like
he's-
that?
he's
He was the highest ranked
fucking-
player of all time.
He's massive in. He's really good at fantasy football, to be honest.
Yeah,
Which is really
no,
interesting.
I've heard that. Alright.
The more interesting thing about it was that actually last year someone made a parody account of him called Magnum Dong and tried to and I think ended up beating him in fancy Premier League. So
Tad.
yeah, he's
my
really
God.
fucking good. The what you call it? The Fantasy Premier League subreddit keeps up with how he
Also-
does every week.
That's a bit stalkery. But on the subject of Magnus Carlson, it's also his birthday tomorrow. He's 31 years old tomorrow.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I have to say, I started watching some of his YouTube videos over lockdown, and he's good crack.
Oh yeah, he is. For someone who like the world chess champion, he has a lot more personality than you think he would.
Yeah.
He's actually pretty cool. Oh fuck. Never mind.
All right then. Keane's not pretty cool.
No.
Oh, you can watch the live stream of the
I
match.
had a pen that I was just like doing it. I dropped it.
What was that?
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't have any more news. Mike, what have you got?
I guess do we do congrats to St. Pat's or commiserations to Bose? How are
Oh
we
yeah,
feeling?
I knew there was something I wanted to talk about. Yeah, unlucky. I mean, losing on penalties, it's a loss, but it's
Yeah, it's the worst way to lose, but it's also like it's penalties. You could say it yourself. It could have gone either way at penalties.
Did you
yeah.
watch it,
There to start
Oisin?
the match.
I didn't because I had stuff to do yesterday.
I know how much you love penalties.
I do love a good penalty shootout,
Mm.
but I had to study, and I was so tempted to buy a ticket. I was like, no, I have to study. And then my brother messages me like an hour before the game and goes, do you want to come? Because I have a free ticket. And I was like, fuck you. But I didn't go. Oh,
Please tell me that's what you texted him. Fuck you.
I really wanted to, but I didn't. Anyway. Yeah. Speaking of League of Ireland, I think I said this to you, Keane, but I don't know if I said it to you, Mike. I saw an interesting map now after. Also,
Oh,
congratulations to UCD for beating Waterford and getting promoted. But that
Yeah.
now means that Shamrock Rovers are the southernmost team in the League of Ireland, the top division.
That's insane.
It's not great. The entire bottom half of the country just doesn't have anyone.
This sucks
Wow.
at football.
Is UCD not more south?
No,
No,
Tala would be
Tala's
better, isn't it?
yeah, Tala's further south than UCD. Anyway,
I mean, either way, they're still not very south.
yeah,
Is the point we're making?
So, you're picking up on the wrong part of that, Mike.
I know.
But anyway, who else got news?
That's me done.
I think that's me done.
All right, just as well because we're 25 minutes in.
Yeah, that's fair.
What were you gonna say, Mike?
That's that news.
What was it?
I was gonna mention just Tom Holland being Percy Pig and then at Mark Spencer's ad. It's my last screenshot.
It's a very weird ad, though. Very weird ad.
It was a weird ad.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to our main topic of conversation tonight. Mike, do you want to explain it since that was your idea?
Yes.
And I don't
Okay.
think I should fully understand your.
Okay, so
I've kind of forgotten, to be honest.
okay, it's more of a discussion, and obviously, it will be interesting. Is this the new way for teams to go forward, or should they stick with the current method, which is just keep trying to draft the next big QB?
You should specify which sport you're on about, but go
Yes, and American football. American football.
Oh
we're
yes,
going this
because
way.
of those massive QBs in football. And
Well, he
soccer.
started off
Yes.
just going, are they going to stick with the same way of building
Yeah.
a team? Or
Yes.
are
Yeah.
they going to change things up?
So,
It's like, what
as we know,
sport?
As
Cool.
we know, in American football, there's the cap. There's a cap on total money can be spent on players and all this. And
Yes.
the majority of the teams, the big player where most of the cap goes is to the top QBs. It's the big money spender. Is it more beneficial for teams going forward to have a good to mediocre QB, but surrounded with more top talent, than to have this very good top tier QB with mediocre talent?
Hmm.
And I'm just curious to see what your guys' opinions are on this. The leagues haven't had, I don't think there's been a QB in the last 20 years that's been re-signed to the same team on medium money, QB wise.
Well, like high level starting QBs, probably not.
Yeah.
Like
So,
the one,
like,
the one
the-
thing that. Sorry, my clear my throat. The one thing, my favorite rule on rebuilding in the NFL that nobody
Yeah.
follows or very little teams follow is get the quarterback last. Get everything else first,
Yeah.
then get the quarterback. Not do what every team does, which is we're just gonna
Quarterback
take the quarterback
first
now.
and hope,
Hope,
Yeah.
hope it
hope he
works.
fixes everything.
Hope he doesn't die because we have nobody who's
Yes.
gonna block for him and nobody who's gonna run for him.
So if we look at the likes of the Dolphins, the Jets,
Yes.
Broncos,
Yes.
they have spent multiple first rounds and draft picks on multiple
Yeah.
QBs that just haven't worked, and their teams have stalled because they just haven't gotten the position. And I'll use
Yeah.
the Browns as the next big one coming up because this is Baker's
Yeah.
last year. Is it better for them to keep Baker for next year, knowing that he knows the system, that to roll the dice on a new QB to learn the system? Is he new to the NFL?
Like, right, this is my
Like,
issue,
if-
right? This is the funny part, okay?
Yeah.
Last year, the Browns' offense was much better than it is now. And this is the first time in Baker's career that he's had the same coach and the same offensive coordinator back-to-back years, and he's looked a lot
Yeah.
worse this year than he did last year.
But
So maybe he just needs new teams every year, you know? New
He's
offensive
also-
coordinator.
quite injured this year.
He is a
Yes.
little bit injured. That is fair.
And just not
Like, I
being
think-
rested or given time to heal.
Like, he seems like somebody who's wise enough with the situation, like he knows they're a run first team and that, so I'd be surprised if he asked for massive money.
Yeah.
So I'd be surprised.
He
at
will
that,
be.
but
I'd say
you
he
never
will
know.
be the first. I'd like to hope, because I do like Baker Mayfield. Except for last night, that's a different reason. I had my own agenda for hating him last night.
yeah,
But
No,
in
that's very
general,
fair.
I do like. If I'm being totally honest, he's a better Mac Jones. When he came out, he was Mac Jones with a better arm.
yeah, like, yeah.
And-
I think a lot of like he looks quite bad at the minute because of our receiving core is kind of trash.
Yeah.
Like
But-
they just can't catch.
I do give Baker some credit when you think his first 2 years. He had two different offensive coordinators.
Yeah.
Two things. He just had no consistency
No.
for any rookie coming in.
Yeah,
So I
like
give
he
him
did
a
what he
pass.
could. Like
Yeah.
last year, he looked much better. So it might be an injury, but right. Say if he gets offered, you know, a bad contract or like not a high level contract, and he takes
Yeah.
it. Does his dad then come out on social media and say the Browns don't value him, and he puts up like a highlight clip of Baker Mayfield saying that they need to value him more?
sprinkled
I
in with a
really
few
hope
progressive
so.
ads.
Yeah. Some book club meetings.
That's it. But
I
like,
really
I
hope
see,
so.
like, it is an interesting because I know usually the 49ers used to have invested serious capital into Trey Lance.
Yes,
Yes.
but
And
we've
so it was,
also,
Little bits.
I think we're not in a complete rebuild.
yeah,
So like we're not doing what we've discussed the Dolphins and stuff doing, where we're getting the
Yeah.
QB first and hopefully fixes everything. Like we
Yeah.
have the pieces around him.
yeah.
But I don't know. I think we kind of had to, because Jimmy G is up for. Well, Jimmy G, we can get rid of him next year for like without any guaranteed, without a huge cap hit.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of this year or stick with Jimmy G, who has taken
Fair.
up a huge amount of cap. I think the 49ers is interesting because we also have to sign Debo and Nick Bosa, I think,
That won't be
this
cheap.
year or next year, and that's not going to be cheap.
Yeah.
So I think we're saving like 30 million cap
By getting rid of
by getting rid of Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Like
I
so it's
know
an interesting.
The Bills
idea.
effectively have this is their last Super Bowl window before the Josh Allen's new deal kicks in and takes huge chunks out of their cap. I think he's 40 million next
Oh.
year.
Yeah, he was 2018 draft, wasn't he?
Yeah. So he's
Yeah,
10 years
so
back.
be-
So he's already
yeah.
signed his record deal for big
Oh.
money.
Fair. Bet they wish they signed him earlier before he had his big explosion last year. Probably gotten him fairly cheap.
Yeah. I just think it'll be interesting. I think if we look at QBs now, coming up, it's Baker. Then after Baker, obviously I don't think there's any one that will be re-signed or might not be re-signed that I'm not sure of. Is there anyone up between that won't get re-signed? Like Burrows, I know will get re-signed. Kyler will get re-signed from that.
Yeah,
money.
they're. But like, I'd like to have a look at the Cardinals thing because they have a lot of good players. Like the Kyler Murray, they probably wouldn't be cheap. So it'd be interesting to see
Yeah.
how much money they actually have because they've made some moves. So
Yeah, we have. I know the Patriots. We have a cap conundrum. If we sign
Oh, yeah.
J.C. Jackson, who's on his contract year, we lose. I think Hightower, McCourty, and 200 players just to afford J.C. Jackson.
The team that's really on a cap conundrum is, I think, the Saints, who have they're 60 million over the cap going into next year already.
fuck.
Apparently.
that's depending on what Taysom Hill's contract is.
Yeah, well, I would assume they've prorated that based on. I assume in a situation like that, his contract has to be prorated based on the maximum amount that could be paid
Yeah.
Yeah.
out. Which would then essentially mean, like, if they end up not paying him a QB,
Yeah.
or not playing him at QB, then they're just kind of wasting that cap space that they can't use for anything else.
Okay.
I would
So
assume
much money though.
it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Lamar's re-signed already, hasn't he? Because he would be coming up. I'm
Oh,
pretty
he
sure I
signed
heard he
2 years
re-signed.
ago. They signed
Oh,
him 2
yeah.
years ago.
Fair.
So wait, hold on. Which teams are probably going to get rid of their QB this year, realistically?
Broncos. Well, maybe not, because I would. The Broncos got a ton of shit for not drafting a QB this year.
Yeah.
They did, yeah.
So, like, say for instance, sorry, we'll use say the Broncos. Would they not benefit more instead of throwing the dice on a QB in the draft? Say for instance, the Browns decide to roll and draft a QB and let Baker go. Would the Broncos just be like, here, Baker, we'll offer you this deal. We're gonna use the money and spend it on top talent everywhere and surround you with talent. And build that way.
Yeah, like I'm a fan of that, but the thing that doesn't work with that is that the majority of fans hate that, and the higher ups know that they kind of want to keep the
Yeah.
fans happy because that keeps them in a job.
Yeah, at the end of the
More
day,
so.
the draft is like a mystery box. You don't know what you're gonna get with a QB coming in. You could be
Yeah,
everything.
true. Exactly, yeah. Like, uh,
Big Ben is out of contract this year.
he is, and I don't think they like any of.
Do they
Is it?
not
Oh no,
have?
Duck Hodges is gone. What's the other
They
fella?
have. They have the guy that was the first
Joshua
rounder.
Dobbs. They have Joshua
No,
Dobbs. Actually,
the guy,
Joshua
the
Dobbs
first
is
rounder.
also up for his contract's up this year as well.
The guy that was drafted by
Mason Rudolph.
the football team. No, the football team missed his winning
Oh
stat
yeah,
because it was
Dwayne Haskins.
Haskins.
Yeah.
Haskins.
They do have him. Has he played this year? I don't think he's played
I
this
don't
year.
think he's
he's
played
played.
this year at all. They do have Mason Rudolph as well, though, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Dwayne Haskins is a restricted free agent at the end of this year.
Ooh.
Then you got-
they're doing all right this year.
I
Though. Like,
suppose-
they wouldn't be.
Another example, actually, instead of Baker, Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones. Like,
I think he's very underrated as a QB.
yeah, he's the
He's the
fastest
fastest QB going.
QB in the league.
Yeah,
But
do something
yeah,
with his
but
feet.
they just. I think the Giants have been unfortunate. They haven't got any sort of consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair.
Like, well, I think they're only a game off the playoffs, which is really funny.
Yeah, it's because Jordan's. Yeah.
NFC.
Yeah, that division is absolutely horrific.
He's starting to go.
I'm still really confused, Keane, as to why you kept watching the NFCs last year, given that it's so shit.
It's like watching a car crash. It just
You
kinda,
just
you know what's
can't
gonna
look
happen,
away.
but you can't look
Hey,
away.
hey, look, you-
Right.
below. I kind of figured this from Keane after supporting the Browns this year.
Oh god, yeah, that's been a shit show and a half. I mean, we're still one win outside of the playoffs technically, even though we should have beat the
Keane.
Ravens.
It's possible.
You know,
You really
with
should have
4
beat the
picks.
Ravens. Yeah, that's shocking.
That was a bit shocking. Like our defense played phenomenally, which they haven't done in a while, and yeah, we just couldn't. But
What's doing it with Baker's dad? People's dad. Against Baker?
yeah, that's an issue. We shouldn't be getting the moms or the dads involved, but the dads love getting involved, and I don't know why.
What is this, Little League?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. To be fair, they probably have had their opinions heard their entire career, and they still feel entitled to. Well, he's my son, so I should give an opinion on what's going on. But I don't take much heed of it, particularly because Kareem Hunt seems like the nicest fella and super committed to the team. So I really like Kareem Hunt, and
But his dad's a
Yeah.
dick.
his dad. Yeah, but yeah,
You
little
heard
bit.
it here first, guys.
But he wasn't wrong.
No,
No.
he made some
What he
good points
said.
about
A
Baker being
whole
really
lot of man.
good. And, like, I mean,
Like, he wasn't as vindictive as Odell Beckham's dad showing video clips
Yeah,
of his.
like it's easy to see that when you watch one player play, and you can see every time he's open. Like it's
yeah, it's more difficult
It's
to
a
see
bit of a
that when
dick
you're
move.
sitting in the pocket with a ton of
Yeah.
defensive line towering
with some
down
literal giants whose only objective in life is to pull your face off.
on you. It's to literally end your life.
Yeah. So you can see how he missed a few times. One of the more interesting things on rebuilds, so if we're talking about rebuilds,
Yeah.
that has set a precedent for the last 20 years and has caused so much issue is Tom Brady's love of taking pay cuts. Because this caused so much issue with the NFL Players Association because they're always in the favor of players getting more money. So they're always like, well, the quarterback should be asking for more and more money. So then the next quarterback can ask for more money. But if you're like somebody coming off of their rookie deal who's had a good year, good couple of years, they can now, GMs can kind of go, well, they can't really do more. But back in the day, they were all a lot of, well, you're not as good as Tom Brady, and Tom Brady took a pay cut, so we should give you a pay cut. And yeah, people didn't like that. And now I can see why Tom Brady would take a pay cut, but
I
bit of a
mean,
dick
Tom
move
Brady,
on the other ones.
Brady, I can speak to this. Brady took a pay cut because he said to himself, "Look, my wife makes a shitload of money anyway. Like, money's not an issue for me and my family.
But he's not an issue when you're making
Yeah.
millions every year
Yes.
anyway, regardless.
Yeah,
What
pretty
Giselle
much.
motherfucking Bundchen is walking the red carpets with her.
Oh no, I'll have to take a pay cut of 1 or 2 million.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But it was just his dedication was like, look, I'll take less money, but you have to invest it in players.
Yeah, it should be separate from the pay gap.
I think so,
Ooh.
because if you look at the top team, top quarterbacks, and you look at them compared to their wage cap, they're more than 20-30% some of these.
Yeah.
I think the
And
issue
you're like-
then is how do you regulate the spending on QB contracts? Because
Yeah,
if you just
that's-
give
yeah.
a separate salary cap
Yeah.
just for QBs, then every QB is going to be like, well, this is just for us, so you should give us the whole lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Then
it would be
then you
weird.
would
But you could have like
Yeah, you'd have Easton Stick on the same amount of money as Paddy Mahomes.
Could you
Are you
do it?
saying the Easton Stick is not as good as Patty Mahomes?
It's a hot take, but I think I think I am.
Could you have it as maybe your revolutionary idea? They do it at the league, come up with the kind of incentive-based kind of deal that they do certain requirements. The money goes up once they reach certain milestones a year.
How do you mean, like a certain pass
Yeah.
percentage or a certain number of touchdowns or stuff?
Yes, percentage of touchdowns, passing yards.
You couldn't do
Rushing
too
at-
much of
yeah.
that because then if you get injured, you're fucked. Or if you get
Yeah.
benched,
Yeah.
you're also just fucked. Like the one thing that I was thinking of, which kind of works, but also kind of really doesn't work the more you think about it, would be if you have a way of like ranking QBs. So you'd have like your top tier QBs, your mid top tier QBs, and you'd have 4 or 5 rankings, and then each one of them would have like a maximum salary that you can give a quarterback in that tier. Now, how
I
you
mean-
rank them, I don't know.
I mean, could they
Yeah,
not
and even
bring
then,
up what
how
they-
would you, like, let alone how would you rank the starters? But then, how do you also rank backups and who
Yeah.
never get playtime? You know,
Yeah.
I guess, but you do it like they have in there. I know there's a huge difference between coming out of high school and going to the NFL. There's a long gap and anything gap, but if they have the kind of ratings they have there, like a double
The
5-star,
ratings.
yeah, a 5-star QB rating and all that jazz coming in saying that's what star you are, and it'll
Yeah,
be
but
reviewed at
that's-
the end of the season.
That's the kind of thing you're looking at, but it's shaky.
Yeah,
the easiest way to do it is just get the Madden ratings and pay them based on that
Pay them based on that. Oh,
every
100%.
year.
That's the most unbiased source of all
Oh,
time.
definitely.
Definitely very accurate source of information.
Oh, 100%.
that's it. They should have the Madden generator and see what deal did you get. Ooh, no, we managed to get you on a low deal.
Ooh. Wouldn't that be fun every time we were up for like recontracting? They just had like one of those like lottery ball things. Like, okay,
Oh
how
my
much
God.
do you get per year? Ooh, 500K. Sorry.
Aaron
No,
Rodgers
yeah.
on the vet minimum.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What they need is to spin the wheel of fortune. Spin
Yeah.
that wheel. Ooh, franchise tag.
Ooh, don't blame me. Blame the wheel. The wheel fucked you over.
But I think the fact that the QB is so much of the salary cap means that really the way forward for teams who have all the pieces is to draft a QB and try and win a Super Bowl while the QB is still on the rookie contract.
Yeah. That definitely seems to be the way forward. Or one of my other favorite ones that has started to come apart a little bit now is wait for somebody else to draft a QB really high on a shit team, get the shit kicked into them for 3 years, then trade for them. When, their morale is low and they probably take a cheap deal. Something like a
pro
Sam
players.
Darnold.
The pro
Yeah.
players.
So they realize they don't have a better offer.
A Sam
See-
Darnold or a Zach Wilson in 2 years.
See,
Yes.
you're saying this, but there is one that's been like that, and none of you have mentioned him yet.
Matt Stafford,
Nope.
the long-term play.
Poor Matty
He's been
Stafford.
he's been in the league for 4 years now.
I mean, that could apply to a lot. Who?
Josh Rosen.
I was thinking about him.
He
But,
has moved from team to team and is just not.
No,
That
yeah,
just
he had
shows how much
like
of
half a year as a starter.
How much
No,
of
he
a
had a full year.
crapshoot the
Did you full year?
he had a full year.
He had
at the
a full year
Cardinals,
with
didn't
the
he?
Cardinals, and then they just
And then they
redrafted Kyler.
ooh,
That just shows how much of a
Ooh.
crapshoot the draft is, though. Like you're really
yeah.
nothing's guaranteed,
Oh
But
no,
also,
and it's such a huge jump from
Like-
college
It
football
is.
to the NFL.
like Mitch, Mr. Biscuit.
yeah. But also, you
I
gotta
don't know
remember,
why when you said Mitch, all I could think of was the 49ers punter Mitch Wisniewski, and I was like, what's he got to do with anything?
you also gotta remember now. Also, with the drafted QBs, the best QBs go to the worst teams
Yeah, true.
for
That's
a
the other
reason.
issue.
So, like, we've had Trevor Lawrence, the greatest prospects, and Andrew Luck went to Jacksonville, and it's not like he's lighting the league on fire. like
No,
everyone thought.
yeah.
But at the same time, Joe Burrows went to a shit Bengals team, and they're doing quite well this year.
Yeah, this year.
The second year now.
Yeah, so-
Last year, not so much.
So essentially, it comes out to if you have a year to develop your QB and build around them, you're in a good spot.
I mean, I gave them so much shit for taking Jamar Chase, particularly in the preseason when the man forgot he had hands.
Yes.
And
Look at them now.
it's worked out all right for them. I'd say all right would be, a good way to look at it. Maybe it was a good idea to take him over, a tackle, which is what I wanted them to take.
Penei Sewell, who's on the what is it?
Yeah.
09-1 Lions.
Penne or your man, was it Horn?
Slater.
No, Slater, that's it. Horn was the cornerback.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but you can't blame all those losses on a guy who didn't play last year. He has to get back in line.
Yeah. It
Um,
it
Go
would be
on.
interesting because I know this year, as far as I know, there is no good QB in this year.
No, there is not going to be like 4 in the top 5 taken this year. It's going to be
I think the highest
Very
we'll
bad
get
year.
is maybe one. If even, I don't think one will be picked in the first round. Maybe
no, you
the
get
day
1,
2.
maybe 2. You definitely get 1 or 2 in the first round.
I don't know. I don't think there will be this year. None of them have really struck me as being good for a
Like,
first rounder.
yeah, but then again, it's still just so overvalued
Necessity.
quarterback that
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if somebody doesn't take a quarterback in the first round. I'd be
And
surprised
some-
if that's ever happened.
Some teams are gonna need them. Is the other thing. Like some team is gonna need a starting quarterback.
But
yeah,
is it now? So here's where the argument goes. So say for instance, is it better then to get there are probably 5, 6, or 7 mediocre journeymen out there that are currently playing backup? Would not be best to have them than a rookie that's probably not, they know is not top tier.
like the one thing that I will say is somebody will probably think that they see something on tape that everyone else misses because it
Yes.
is supposed to be a bad QB class, but be surprised if one doesn't go at some point.
And also those backup journeymen that you're talking about are still gonna cost more than a rookie deal, you would think. Especially if it's a
I suppose.
late first rounder.
Maybe not. Depends on how much of a
Depend-
backup.
Yeah, like, alright, so if we look at backups at the moment,
Alright. Name
You
me
got-
I have the quarterback contracts here open on over the cap.
Okay.
So name me a
What's-
backup.
what's Trubisky at this moment?
Mitch Trubisky is actually fair enough. He's on a 1-year deal for $2.5 million.
Okay.
$2 million.
What about the
guaranteed.
Ginger Rocket? What's Andy Dalton?
Andy
on?
Andy
would be
Dalton.
on
knows
He
that.
just
Andy
signed.
Dalton
He
is
just-
on a 1-year
Did he
deal
just
for
resign?
$10 million
well, he was
with
signed-
7
he-
guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew he was on a 1-year deal, but I was wondering how much he was actually on the year for. 10 million,
So, like-
honestly, more than I thought.
7
You got him.
guaranteed. It's pretty
You
solid.
got Brissett, Toby
Yeah.
Brissett.
Josh Rosen, he comes
Josh
pretty
Rosen.
cheap.
Jacoby
Um,
Brissett is on a 5-year deal and is also a free agent
Ah.
at the end of this year. Oh no, sorry, $5 million deal and is a free agent after this year.
Of course, we're all forgetting about Deshaun Watson. He'll probably be a free agent at some point soon.
That's a very good point.
I mean,
but he is on $39 million a year,
you got Tyrod.
and his contract's going until 2026. Like if someone signs in,
Oh my god.
yeah, yeah, not great.
Do we know what's happening with him? Is he going to jail?
No, we don't know.
No
I-
one knows. I heard reports saying it was set, and then I heard there was more people coming forward.
Yeah,
So,
like it has.
He seems pretty. From last thing I saw was that he's 100% certain he's not going to sell.
Really?
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know too much about it, but I might actually read up on this and see how it's going.
Lamar Jackson. Mike, did you say he re-signed last year?
I thought it was 2 years ago. I know he re-signed a deal. I thought was he not given a deal yet?
Over the Cap has him as a unrestricted free agent in 2023, and his average year per year is 2.3 million.
Maybe they haven't signed him. I thought they signed him after his MVP year.
Yeah, I thought I'd heard that as well. So,
But-
yeah,
Yeah.
he should get good money.
No,
Oh,
he'll get it.
100%.
It doesn't help the Ravens that he won an MVP.
Yeah, no. God, he was such a steal as well at 32. Like he
It
won a
is-
Heisman, and everyone was like, "Nah."
It is
nah.
funny. Well, no, he didn't win the Heisman that year. Was it not? Baker won it that year. And went
Yeah,
one.
we won.
Lamar won it 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, two.
Lamar
You won the
won it-
previous year before
yeah.
then, and then.
Then
Yes.
so it was Lamar won it the Heisman. Then next year Baker won it. Then Baker went 1, and Lamar went 32.
Yeah. Hasn't looked great since.
Of the 5 that went, like you say, Rosen's done the worst. Then
Oh yeah,
Arnold.
but like Baker at 1 and him at 32,
Yeah,
and one of them has been a little bit better than the other one, just a little bit.
I mean, it's based on system, isn't it?
Yeah,
Where you
like
go,
it goes
utilize
a
your
little bit.
talents.
I will also say that Baker 100% wears a bandana better than anyone else in the league.
100%.
Man loves a
Like,
bandana.
I forgot
I
Nick
love
Mullins was on the Browns.
I also forget that too. Trying to not remember it.
But like, it does annoy me that everyone's saying he leads all rookies. But when they talk about Mac Jones, like he's leading all rookies in these stats, and I'm like, that's because he went to a system that benefited him one
Yeah,
and was ready to go. Like, and I
he
know they
went to
do
the
Trey Lance,
best
but
team.
I don't count Trey Lance because like he's not the starter, so
He's
you can't
played one
count him.
game.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't count him in that. Fields went to Bears, and the manager doesn't even want to. The coach doesn't want to start him.
No, yeah, like
Jacksonville's Jacksonville.
he has
The Jets
taken
are
advantage.
Jets.
He is taking advantage of a very good system. He's
Yeah.
he's playing well, and he's in a good system. So it's annoying
Yeah.
how well they've been lately.
Pretty happy. The pet's still
Yeah.
on. The Penny Sewell first lineman Patriots with a
Ah,
small double
fuck
is
me.
still alive.
Good luck with that. All right.
Fingers
Any
crossed.
Like
last
every
thoughts?
week, it just scares me more and more.
I guess
no.
we'll wait and see for the Baker and see what happens.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, what happens in the next off season with a number of kind of backup.
Yeah. So,
Well, the
would you-
possible starter core QBs
That's
becoming
it. So-
available.
What do you think? Have I changed your mind on the idea of going this new way of getting a mediocre to good QB and surrounding him more with talent and trying to find that X factor, the star in the draft?
I don't think you changed my mind, but only because I actually wasn't fully against it in the first place.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I think it's easier to win games that way, but it's really hard to win a Super Bowl if you don't have
The
a
X
really good
factors.
QB.
Yeah.
Yeah, a QB
Like, you
who
can
can
make a
just
good
pull
deep
you out
run.
of a tight spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
Alright.
Paddy Mahomes is on 45 million per year until
Stupid
2032.
money.
Fucking hell.
It
Yeah.
will come back to bite him. I think that will come back to bite the Chiefs.
Well, I mean, to
Potentially,
be
but-
fair, like it's a 450 million contract, but only 141 million is actually guaranteed. Like he's got less guaranteed
Yeah.
money than Josh Allen.
Yeah. Yeah, that the Josh Allen one is really fun. The Bills just decided to give to him after one good year. His good year was last year, albeit, yes, but you can see now they might be thinking to themselves, maybe we could have waited a year.
No, the thing that I have on this, and that I think is a very smart idea, is because within a couple of years, what happens every couple of years is that there's another explosion in cap. The cap shoots way up, so they
And
could
then
definitely
the-
look, and
yeah.
in 6 or 7 years, they can nearly be paying undervalue for Mahomes, given how much cap that space they'll have. Now they'll
Same
probably
same with
restructure the
Josh
fuck
Allen.
out of his deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd probably get restructured the fuck out of
Yeah.
it, but no, I didn't hate it as a deal, honestly. I think it's a good deal.
The fact that like there's actually not a huge amount of it is guaranteed means that it's really easy for them to restructure going forward.
It
if
will
they
be.
want to.
Yeah.
It will be interesting in 5 years when it's back. I don't know if he will be the sort. I'd like to think he'd be like Brady and take pay cut, but I'm not sure.
I mean, Mahomes
Yeah,
is
it'll
going to
be-
be 37 by the end of that deal.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's 26.
Did not think he was that old. Suppose it makes sense.
But last thing I will say is, I know we were saying that it seems to be get a guy on a rookie contract is your Super Bowl window to win a championship on a QB. No
Potentially.
rookie has ever made a Super Bowl at QB
Yes, that
in
was
the
all
NFL
the,
history.
all the stats that I kept seeing when we were drafting a rookie QB.
Well, maybe not in his first year, but still on his rookie deal. Do
But
that.
he's not a rookie then, technically.
No, but like on his rookie
Yeah.
deal is what we mean. We don't mean that year's
Yeah.
a go year.
Yeah, you don't have
Yeah.
to get to the Super Bowl during the rookie year, or else
So,
it's a bust.
so Mike, what you're saying is, if you don't win the Super Bowl this year, you have to cut Mac Jones.
Yeah.
we're gonna have Bill's gonna have to bring him round back and go, I'm so sorry. Old
Alright.
man.
This hurts me more than it hurts you.
All right, let's leave it there.
Yay.
Yeah, I have nothing else to add.
No, I'm good.
That concludes our NFL show for the next 2-3 weeks, Alton. Don't worry.
I'd be surprised if he's still here.
All right. Well, yeah. Fuck the system and feed the algorithm.